Feliz cumpleaños, Tony. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you. Happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños.
Coach Tony, I can't thank you enough for your time and dedication to making the young adults of the Chicago Ed Soccer Club better people, not just better soccer players. Your impact to our club is immeasurable. Thanks so much, Tony. Appreciate it.
You're getting a shot of my Italian. Oh, sorry, Thundo. Happy birthday. This is your brother Joe coming to you directly from sunny, blue sky, Florida. So I'm going to take a little more of my allotted time for those of you that might get a little antsy. But for those of you that don't know me, I'm Tony's big brother, better known in these parts as the Commodore. So, a little bit about Tony. Tony was what we call a very spirited lad. He learned life's lessons slowly and with a lot of pain and suffering. So Tony, we're going to walk you through a few stories to keep the audience enthralled by this whole little bit, and also just some quick, very brief snippets. Now, I'm 63, you're only 60. I'm going to use my cheat sheet here. You'd be impressed that it's on my phone. But if I do look down once in a while, you'll see in a few more years your memory isn't what it used to be.
I'm Blanche Greenblatt. Today I'm looking into the life of Tony Charielle, Anthony Charielle, though I prefer to call him Sony. I'm reporting from my hometown of Bayshore, Long Island. I'm not far from the home of one of the world's great marvels, the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo. I love her. She talks to dead people, and she has great nails. We're here to discuss Tony's reaching his 60th birthday. Let's talk. Tony is a kind, friendly, funny guy, always smiling, always ready for a good time. He's a great Pilates partner, too, especially when he does the corpse pose, which he's getting very good at. He's the envy of his class. Ladies, take a number. Tony reminds me of my Uncle Sidney, may he rest in peace. A lovely man in spite of his gambling addiction. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm verklempt. Tony came into our lives quite a few years ago. One day, our friend Jill was alone in Chicago except for her 24 dogs. And the next thing we knew, Tony's truck was parked in her garage. And I mean that literally, not figuratively. You have a dirty mind, shame on you. Then we blink our eyes and these two are married. Hey, slow down, kids. Are your pants on fire? Like Jill, we love having Tony in our lives. We adore this guy, except when we ride bikes with him because he goes too fast and he makes us feel old and cranky. Again, with the rushing. Slow down, stop and smell the coffee, young man. Let's go interview a man on the street, get his opinion about Tony Charielle. Sir, can you tell me something about Tony Charielle?
Hey, Tony, how'd you get so fucking old? Jesus Christ, 60 years old? What the fuck? Anyway, we love you. And
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love you to death. Have a great 60th birthday. And just remember that 60 is actually not the new 40. Just saying.
It's 60.
Love you.
Bye.
Happy 60th, Tony. Hope you're having a great day. I also hope you realise how lucky you are to have got me in front of this bloody camera. I don't do cameras, mate. Just wanted to let you know how great it has been getting to know you these past few years. Firstly, because you've been a tremendous addition to our coaching staff. You're not only a great coach, but you've been a true leader to our kids and a great example as well. It speaks volumes that so many of them want to know if you're going to be their coach again the following year. You've made my job as a director so much more easier, and although once I might have considered you a work colleague, now I consider you a true friend. More importantly than that, though, Since you've joined our coaching staff, I am no longer the oldest coach on staff. Ha ha! Happy birthday, mate. Here's to more chance meetings on the prairie path. Have a good one.
So here we go. Panu, Chubin, Jerky, yours truly, and the kid. Woody, Gloriuch, and Aliu. Okay, if you haven't guessed by now, we were a family of nicknames. It gets worse as we go along. Bobby Salvatore and Garfield. Dad's Sunday chicken and Mom's holiday lasagna. Dad's classic C&R truck. Mickey, Mike, and Billy. Baseball all summer long in the backyard. Football all through the fall at Borden Chemicals parking lot. McDonald's and Marchetti's on summer Saturday nights. Bowling in the winter. Dad's workshop and Mom's Christmas tree present wrapping shop. The tree house, the shed, and Poop and Pee. Summer Sunday nights, getting Tasty Freeze. The epic wedding toast. You folks should ask more about that. Ping pong and pool on the snowy winter school days off in the basement.
Just stopping in from Memphis, to wish you a happy 60th birthday and to let you know that this young buck hasn't forgotten about the older, weird gentleman with a lot of bracelets on his hand back in 2012 that took a chance on this homeschooled, young, talkative buck and made him what he is today in the construction industry. And I'll tell you what, I'm never going to forget that. Also never going to forget that you're a jack-off. But happy birthday, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.
Happy birthday, Tony. Don't have a shitty day.
Bear with me, folks. Also, there was a time when Tony was a little guy, wanted to be a fireman. Yes. He decided he was going to light a fire in a little field down below our house. Now, as a good fireman would do, his goal was to contain and extinguish. Unfortunately, it had been a very hot and dry summer. Things got out of hand very quickly. When the fire was finally extinguished by the local fire department, my dad came home from work. You know what came next? And Tony never mentioned again about wanting to be a fireman.
Hi, Tony. Happy birthday and many more. I just want to tell you, I think you are the coolest looking guy. You're a trendsetter. Sometimes people say you and I look alike, but I haven't really noticed it. But again, happy birthday. Have the best year ever.
Happy birthday, old man. We love you.
Okay, happy birthday, Tony. The question is, how has my life been impacted by Tony? And I can think of the clearest example is that there is no one else I would travel out to Plainfield, Illinois for a birthday party for except you, Tony. So here's to 60 more. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, old man.
We love you. Go fuck yourself.
Hi, Tony, or should I say T-Dog. It's me, Janette. I wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. I'm so excited to see you and to see Jill and to celebrate with you. And the thing I think I remember the most about you is our boot camp classes with Jill. You are always the best workout partner. You always made me push a little bit harder, go a little bit faster. You were the best exercise companion I really could have asked for. And I'll tell you what, I really, really miss that. My best memory is you, me, Rochelle working out on Friday nights. And I know that sometimes you worked out because I was by myself and Jill didn't want me to have to work out by myself, but that speaks to the kind of person you are. I always thought you were just genuinely one of the nicest people, always had a smile on your face, always just upbeat, optimistic, rare qualities in a person these days. I think my fondest memory, besides just our general workouts on Friday, was if you remember, Jill had us do a plank contest to see who could hold the plank the longest. and whoever won had a special prize, a reward, and it came down to you and me, and we held that plank for 5 minutes, and you still beat me. You beat me. But because you're such a nice guy, and I think because of your relationship with Jill, I got the People magazine. But I'll tell you what, Tony, you're a true competitor, a true athlete, one of the nicest people I know, and I'm really happy to be celebrating your birthday with you. So, happy birthday, Tony. Cheers to many more.
Summer road trips to Roscoe and Malden, Pacey's and Cuppies, Flippers and Ganucci's, Dee Dee, Andrea, and Beth, Toro the Bull.
Hi Tony, Sarah Horner here. I just wanted to wish you a quick happy birthday and sing happy birthday to you. Hang on. Much better. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to Happy birthday, Tony.
The infamous hat. Now back then, kids got spanked much more often than they do now. In Tony's case, more often than everybody else. That's a surprise, I'm sure. Anyway, my mother used to paddle us with her hand. Tony more than everybody else. As things went along a little longer and Tony got a little bigger and Mom's hand got a little more tender, Mom decided to move to a ping pong paddle, since we had a ping pong table, as I mentioned earlier. Well, after a while, we ran out of ping pong paddles. So now we have a dilemma. What do we do now? One day, my dad comes out of the workshop with a 2-inch thick, laminated, nice and smooth paddle for my mother, with a nice big handle on it. So that's the beginning of our story. Now that was done for a couple of reasons. One, we were a little bit, we didn't have a lot of money, so it was a financial thing, cut household expenses, and also we were going to escalate the pain quotient. Now, unfortunately for little Tony, he wasn't old enough to understand household finances, and he certainly didn't know what the word escalate meant. So, as you can imagine, it took Tony a little bit longer to get the message, but gradually he grew up a little bit more, matured a little bit, and voila, he finally got the message. Unfortunately, about his sophomore year in high school, but nonetheless, he got the message. mentioned earlier that we would go for ice cream on Sunday nights in the summertime. Alas, for the poor boy, one day things weren't going so well for him, and he was informed by our dad that there would be no ice cream for Tony that evening. Tony decided that he was going anyway. My father said, "Go ahead, boy." And off Tony went. My mother and I and my dad were sitting in the front porch, and his little tiny figure disappeared around the corner. Tony's now out of sight. My mother and I kind of looked at each other nervously, and Jid caught us doing that, and he boasts confidently, oh, don't worry, the boy's just going to go up around the corner and sit up there for a while. He'll be back. So, besides, he says, it's about 6 or 7 miles to get to the ice cream place. He'd never make it before dark. So we went about our business, and about an hour later, we all kind of found ourselves back on the front porch. Still no sign of Tony. My father leans over to me with like a nervous chuckle and says, "Why don't you go up there and check on the boy?" So I get up, take a walk up the corner, look around. I don't see him anywhere. So I come back around the corner, and I think before I could get by the corner where my dad could see me, but he realized Tony wasn't with me, he was already speeding up the street with the car. So we set out in search of Tundo. So we drove about 3 or 4 miles, and it's getting a little dark, so now we're getting really nervous. No sign of him. Pretty soon we see this little lonely figure up in the distance, and our hopes shoot up. But now it's almost dusk, and so we're not sure if it's him, but as we get closer, we heave a sigh. The little man has been found unharmed. So as we pull up to Tony, he has this look of fear in his eyes. And Jid just kind of motioned with his head to the back seat. Tony got in the car, quiet as a mouse, buckled himself in, and that was that. So I'm sitting there, and Dad starts turning the car around, so I lean over to my dad. You know, me being a little chubby guy, sweet tooth, I kind of sensed an opportunity to maybe get an ice cream out of the deal. So I leaned over to Jid and said, that's our father's name, or his nickname, said, "Dad, don't you think the kid deserves an ice cream cone?" I mean, he walked 4 miles by himself, and he's only 6 years old, so what do you think? And so Jid just kind of looked for a minute, looked at me, and I just slouched back down because, alas, I knew what the answer was going to be. Things were not going to turn out very well for Tony that evening. There was no ice cream to be had. He was going to get his all right, but sadly, not going to be the ice cream.
Tony and Jillian, this is your favorite table. We want to wish Anthony and Tony a very happy birthday. You look good for 60. Alfredo?
All right, Tony. Happy 100. I'm sorry, 60 years.
100, 60.
60.
Cheers. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hi, handsome Tony. It's Chrissy. I want to wish you a happy 60th birthday. Sorry I can't make it to the big shindig, but I wanted to tell you I love you. I appreciate you, all your encouragement and coaching and teaching me the way on my clips on my bike, and always just being incredible and loving. You're an amazing guy. Have a wonderful birthday.
Wow, the big 6-0. I think it's safe to say you're getting a little old, Dad. But that doesn't mean that I don't love you any less. You've impacted my life in so many ways, especially in soccer. You've always been my biggest fan. Even though I didn't like having you as a coach, and I think you knew that. But you're still a pretty awesome dad. I hope you enjoy your party. Jill, Stephanie, Anna, and I put a lot of work and effort into making this special for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Love, your favorite child.
Happy birthday, Dad. You're 60 years old. Wow, who could have thought? My life has been greatly impacted you, other than the fact that, of course, I wouldn't have been here without you. But you have shaped me into the person that I am today. Without you, I don't think I would have had this great sense of humor. Of course, you gave that to me. There are way too many memories that I have that that are with you that are my favorite. But one of the most favorite ones that I have is whenever we were really, really little, you, after a bath, you would put mine and Nicole's hair over our faces and make us look like Kane, and you would have been like, oh, Kane, there he is, no! And then, of course, after that, you would brush our hairs out after that big shower, and you would brush it out, and all me and Nicole would be saying is, ow, 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 because you just could not brush our hair nice and calmly. Let's see, what other memories do I have? There are other things that I also remember with my dad is the Sharon with the little glasses from Ozzy Osbourne. That's our favorite thing. And all the jokes that he used to send me. We used to send each other a bunch of jokes every single day, even though they were, of course, pun jokes, but we always thought it was funny. But all in all, I would not be the person I am today without you. I love you, Dad. Happy 60th birthday.
Ton. Happy birthday, buddy. Happy 60th. Oh, God. Glad we grew up in the era of the 60s where we had activities outside of the house, unlike kids today. Wiffle ball, endless games of wiffle ball, playing, I don't know, let's see, Hot Wheels, ping pong, let's say teasing the hell out of Natalie and getting kicked or bitten. That was a lot of fun back then. Natalie, sorry. But sorry I can't be there this weekend for your birthday, buddy. But I do love you. I wish you the best. And have a great one. We'll see each other soon. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Hey, Dad. It's Joseph, your favorite child. But you and everyone else already knew that. Dad, when I think of you, I can come up with a lot of good memories. I can also come up with a lot of things of why on earth did you do the things that you did. And it came all full circle this summer when a friend of mine went up to Anthony and told him how awesome of a dad and man I was. And Anthony's look said it all. It was this confused and dumbfounded look on his face, and he murmured out a few words. Are you sure that you're talking about my dad? And taking a step back, not everyone here was raised by you, and let me tell you guys something. He was our father. That was the line. So if a single one of you come up to me tonight and tell me how awesome of a dad or a man this guy is, keep three things in mind. One, you would not be the first person to say that. Two, shut up. I'm tired of fucking hearing it. His ego is plenty big enough. And three, I once had that same confused and dumbfounded look on my face. Dad, I just want to say to you, I no longer have that look on my face. Happy 60th birthday. Thank you for always being there for me and for always being my dad. I love you so much.